This is going to be the official episode, intro episode for the other guys.
The potentially first episode.
Potential, because you don't know how shit goes. But I'm Special K, or K for short.
This is Dimes.
What are we calling me?
Moves.
Mr.
I'm Moves.
Moves.
We've all got stories behind the names, and I might tell that at some point.
Yeah. Eventually we'll get to the names, but it's for a purpose, just like this podcast. And
There's
so are
a
we
purpose?
huh? No. This is good so far. This is good so far.
Are we going to talk about the origins of this or what?
Not the origins of this. We wanted to do a podcast because we wanted to shoot the shit. At the end of the day, we're doing a podcast so we can shoot the shit, say shit that we want to talk about. That's what every podcast is about. The origins is about the origins of us, as in how we became the other guys. How did Mr. Dimes become Mr. Dimes? How did Special K become Special K? And who is Mr. Moves?
Who is
I don't
Mr.
know
Moves?
if I'm. See, this is where I'm. I'm a little bit of both. I'm a little bit other guy, and I'm a little bit not other guy.
Well, yeah. Well, no, because you're ahead of the game. I feel like you might have maybe
Well,
at one
older,
point.
I'm older than you guys now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But there was a point in your life where you started out as So
when I was when I was your age, not
Yeah.
that I'm crazy old, but
Yeah.
I probably was not considered an other guy
yeah,
in that era,
fair,
which leads to the nickname.
fair enough, fair enough. But no, what I'm saying is like, from an early age, you started out as probably an innocent kid. Every guy starts out as an innocent kid.
Oh yeah, well, are we talking about that kind of origin? Because that's a different kind of origin, right?
No, that's we want to get to that. Like, how did
I
that
started off as an innocent kid.
Well, we all were.
Well, yeah. So how did those innocent kids become the men that are before you right now, that are talking through these mics right now? How did they go from that kid to the guy they are now? Obviously, Mr. Moves is ahead of the game compared to Dimes and myself, Mr. Special K.
Well, I don't think so necessarily. It's like I think Dimes I think has his own differences that come out, which puts him at this table. And I think you also have some differences, or it's a different reason than him, and than me, or than somebody else, right?
But are we talking about development as a person in terms of relationships?
Relationships, the world, like.
Well, that's a pretty heavy
Okay,
step.
listen. Batman. Something happened to Batman as a child that led him down the path to becoming Batman. Something happened to you and me and Mr. Moves that happened at an early age, or at an age that led him down the path, or us down the path to becoming who we are today, and who we're going to eventually become. Because we're not done transitioning to our final forms. I think
Transitioning is an interesting word.
But hold on.
Everybody has it.
But isn't that always an evolving process, like continually?
Well, yeah.
Like, it's never static.
Yeah, 100. No, but you eventually get there.
Static.
He's saying how like we became like, was that Batman example?
Yeah. We're eventually going to become our final. Everybody gets to their final form eventually. It could take them different stages.
I think we're always evolving, though. There's no final form. Is there?
I think your interests change.
Identity, that's the word. We're eventually going to find our own identity. You and me, we don't know our final identities.
Yeah, we might not know our final identity.
Well, neither do I, but I know that like what I care about now.
Yeah, we have a better
different
idea
than what you guys care about today, or probably what I cared about, 9 years ago, or whatever.
Yeah, because but what I'm saying is that we're all on the road to becoming that, the final form of ourselves. Like it's like
Well, partially I'm here because I feel that the other guys need direction a little bit to get to say what they want to say, to say what you guys want to get out.
I'm
there.
ready to say whatever I have to say.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
But I think that there's a lot of other people out there that are exactly in the same position. Like, and I think that there's people, guys, girls, whoever, that aren't, that would look at, you know what I mean? Like, it goes back to, you know, like, it's like you go to the club or something, right? And it's like there's those people that know that they're bypassing the line. You know, they're going to show up, they're going to dress a certain way, or that's just their life. They're going to go. Then there's the people that are in the middle. They're going to wait for a while, and then you know, they're going to pay the cover and they're going to go in, right? And then there's the other guys that maybe they're getting in, maybe they're not getting in. Maybe their, you know, dress code is good, or maybe it's not. I don't know. Are you a front of the line, bypass the line guy? Is anybody, like, are you that guy? Or are you at the table because you're the other guy?
Like, I know, like, I'm another guy.
Yeah, that's part of the reason you're at this table, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's a lot of other guys that are like us.
Yeah.
Right? So we're doing it for them, too. We're not, you know, it's...
Listen, man, there's a lot of people out there that are pussies, that they don't say nothing to nobody because they're like, well, you know, because people are haters. Like, you don't think people are going to hate? You know, people are going to dislike what I've got to say about, you know, certain things out there. And people be like, well, that's the way it is now. And I'll be like, cool, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's my opinion, right? And then they've got theirs, I've got mine,
I'm
you've
saying,
got yours.
I'm saying what I want based on my opinions.
Yeah.
And my experience in life.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah, that's see that's where the other guys rest, because okay, I think when it comes down, you got the spectrum. On the end, you got the nice guy, doesn't say anything. Let's life shit on him and just, like, you know,
so
goes with the role.
Like, a nice guy wouldn't be sitting on a podcast right
now.
now.
No, because he has nothing. He's too afraid to say the things that we're going to say.
No, I think that. Well, I think I'm a nice guy. Well, I can be a nice
Hold
guy.
on.
Yeah, we're all, like, pretty decent guys. That's not what
we have nice qualities. Yes.
Yeah.
But there's things. But at the same time, hold on. At the other end of the spectrums, we're not jerks. I mean,
listen, we're not super. Go ahead.
I've had my moments.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
But you're not a full time.
So have you. And so have you, probably, right?
Like, like you mentioned this, like, at another point in time. We're not nice guys, but we're not assholes.
Yeah.
We're the other guys. Does that make sense?
Yeah. In between.
Yeah, I think it's broader than that, though. I think that the culmination of, you know, everything is what makes, you know, the other guy, right? Like, I don't think you can distinguish it, you know, with one thing or another. I think it just adds up, right? I think that you're here because of experiences that you've had, I've had, you know, and Special K over there, right? It's just that's what's brought us together, and I see that, right? Because we've talked off air, and had some pretty awesome conversations about the bullshit that goes on out there. Yeah.
So basically, our life experiences individually have given us a point of view, and that's what we're trying to share here. This our point of view.
And I just want to say my point of view is not really going to be sugar coated.
Nor should it.
Yeah.
Why would it?
Yeah. It's just going to be straight up what my point of view's been.
Yeah, that's exactly
up. Yeah.
Like, I don't think this should be, you know, being aired in elementary schools. You know, like, if you know, like, they're going to learn eventually when reality kicks in.
Yeah. So the question is, who's the target audience, like, that we're trying to go? Like, who's going to listen to this stuff?
Anyone can listen to it, but I think who's going to want to listen to it is probably going to be the other guys like us.
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah, but do you think? I mean, for instance, like, I mean, would it help them, or like entertain them, or
I just think it would. They can relate.
They can relate.
There are other people out there.
There's yeah, absolutely, and I'm hoping that down the road that, you know, this continues and that we talk to some of the other guys out there. Because, like, I gather we have an email address that we'll end up hitting out there eventually. Like, we'll give you that. Yeah. But fucking email and we'll talk about it. You know, like, we'll bring it up and be like, that's some crazy shit.
Yeah.
Or like whatever makes them think that. You know what I mean? Because like I feel we're going to cover women for sure.
Oh, 100%.
You know, but we could talk about, you know, whatever's going on, right? Whatever we feel like we want to talk about. Like,
I think it's going to be general men's interest. That's the thing. So things like you know, sports, politics.
Yeah. Gaming, a TV episode, a movie, anything
Food.
relative, social issues.
Yeah, and you know, we'll bring in some guests.
Yeah.
You know, like we'll have some sit-in guests that we can get inside their brain.
Yeah,
and you
People
know, maybe
from,
have some tasks for you guys. You know, maybe something like that.
Yeah.
Some interesting things to
guys
discuss
with
on that.
people from different walks of life. You know, that are that have their points of view. But yeah, so. Back to the origin story. I want to hear origin stories right now. I want to hear individual origin stories. No, because I think this is going to be the interesting part. Origin stories. The question is, I mean, I don't know. We can break it down into we can go all the way back to kids, whatever. I don't know. How do we want to break down our origin story? How do you usually break down an origin story?
I'm not. Who's going to start this off? Special K?
Sure.
Okay. So, how did I become the man that I am today? Like in terms of what? Like in terms of what?
Like from when you were, I guess, a kid or being raised to now.
Okay.
Like,
that's a long.
Well, it's a long. Okay,
That's
but like I can
20
for example,
or more years.
Yeah. Well, if you have to sum it up, right?
I could. Yeah. So, like, what do you want to know? What do you want to? I'll spit it all out. What do you want to know?
Okay, I guess like for me, when I was younger, I saw the world. I thought the world was completely different,
Of course.
than what it is as I see it now as an adult.
And does that piss you off?
Yeah, it does. It pisses me off, like a lot.
Yeah. No. A lot.
No.
But what pisses you off about it? Like what?
I think like there's so much to talk about.
Obviously, but I mean,
but
like,
what's at the top of your
in general terms, like you know what I mean? Like I asked you the question, you're like, yeah, it pisses me off.
Okay, relationships with people.
What kind of people?
Whether it's like primarily, I guess, relationship if you have a girlfriend or boyfriend.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about that pisses you off?
That they're
okay
in a relationship. I'm not sure.
No, okay, like I think as kids we're like raised like oh, you have that one person. Like, you know, what are those Disney
The fairy
movies?
tale,
Yeah,
the fairy tale that there's the one.
The Disney movies? When you're like you're a kid and you watch that.
Well, yeah, I mean, I get told all the time that I'm sheltered and I didn't watch enough Disney movies, but I love The Lion King. Was that Disney?
That was
The no, definitely. There's that Cinderella story out there, right? But I think that without it, I think that's needed for children and even for young people and even for adults in some way.
Okay, it's needed, but I'm just saying, like, you know, you're kind of taught that way of thinking, and then you grow up and you realize it's kind of not like that.
But everybody it's called reality. You get hit with reality.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but okay. Well,
like
this is a deeper dive into that topic for sure because, like, there's in my history, like, and so I'll dip in for a quick sec.
Yeah.
Like, I've dated girls, before when I was younger, where you could say I was honorable. You know what I mean? Even from the first date, you know what I mean? Like I'm opening doors, and like I'm kind of old school in that way, where I'm picking up tabs, like you know, and that's great. You know, I'm doing everything, and you know, sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes it works, but I'm meeting that criteria that was drilled into me from perhaps family or society that be a man, or be the guy that she's probably hoping you're going to be. But some girls, some women, they don't want that. They're not looking for that. You know what I mean? Like I've been left for losers, like, to classify the loser, like not doing any of that, treat them
Similar
bad, and it's like okay, there
100%.
you go. So Cinderella's story, no, but it doesn't mean I'm not gonna do it. But I've also acted the other way. Not like a conscious decision. It's just something that happens, right? Where you're just being kind of shady, or I don't want to use the word shady, but yeah.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that you originally started out as a, let's say the word gentleman. You started out as a gentleman, but then life and relationships and let's just say the ladies that were in your life chipped away at you until you eventually became a little. No, I'm not saying you became
not
a jerk.
necessarily. It's like
Dimes had a story about his relationships and how it's formed.
You had a similar experience.
Similar experience. I go into these relationships, thinking I'm going to be with these girls long term, kind of like based off like these
fairy tales.
Like what you learn as a kid, right? Like
fairy
you meet
tales.
a girl, whatever. But then you grow up, you kind of grow older and older, and you realize more and more it's not really like that.
Yeah.
And
hold on. As a kid, I want to know. As a kid, did you ever even know the term cheating?
No.
As a kid, no. See,
no.
See, did you know that as a kid? Did you know cheating? Like relationships had cheating in them.
I don't think anybody did when they were little. But then you figure it out later.
But
that's
reality.
But in my
the face.
reality, from my perspective, like that's all I've been like. For the most part, the mentality I adopted when I was like younger, with the treat one good, and maybe you'll be with her for a long time. It's not like that. It's more like the people I'm meeting, the girls I'm meeting, it's guy after guy, kind of thing.
Well, yeah. I mean that can happen.
Yeah, that's my experience.
Yeah.
Well, that's we've all had that experience.
I've been the opposite spectrum of that. I've been the other guy. I've actually, I've been another origin story fact. I've been the other guy. I've never been the guy.
Yeah, well, I've been both guys.
I've never been the main guy. The other guy, like the other guy, not the primary boyfriend.
Yeah.
But the guy that she cheats on with.
Yeah. I've been both.
Or,
I've been both.
Yeah.
I've been both.
I've been both too.
Yeah. No, I've just been primarily the other guy.
But I think that one of the lessons that I've learned is that if you're the other guy, at that point, if that's what we're going to use the other guy term for, then if she's willing, because we're talking about girls, right?
Yes.
If she's going to do it with you, like to cheat or to do whatever, then is she gonna do it to you? I don't know.
I think it's true.
Statistically speaking,
I think
it's
true.
Yes.
Maybe I don't know. I think the jury's out on that. I don't know, right? Because I know people where that's happened, and then they huge relationships, and it works for a really long time.
But does it work forever? And that's the key factor. Oh, are relationships forever? Do you think relationships are forever?
In today's society, I don't think so.
Well, I think people got options now.
Yeah.
Like we were talking, I mean, off air or whatever, you were talking about how it's harder today for relationships to survive because of social media and all I disagree that social media plays there's Tinder and all these Bumble and all these other dating apps out there, and plenty of fish or online, but it's only the fact that people are staying more connected with the opposite sex for temptation, I think, right? Because years ago that wasn't, you couldn't, it was who do you see at the grocery store or wherever the hell people go.
Because of what you're saying, going back to our previous point, growing up as a kid and as a teenager, I really did. I wanted to get married, but as you just mentioned, all these things, I'm kind of second guessing that now, because of all these, the dating apps and all that stuff you were just talking about.
Well, I think but your outlook changes, right? It's eventually, you just get tired, man. You get tired of the game or running around. You just get, it's nice to just chill out, and relax and not just be constantly running around or I don't know, people dating multiple people and it's just all crazy. And hey, when you're young, I get it, and young people don't want to settle, they're oh well, I'm young, and it's okay, well, years ago people settled when they were young, right? Because average ages of whatever bullshit. But today's society is the average age is way older for everything. Buying a house is older, all of it. But yeah, I mean, I guess there what you guys were saying about social media having an impact, that could be it. Or it could just be society, right? Like what the hell's on TV? Like what are people reading and watching? And you know what I mean? Like the cell phone, nobody looks up anymore. You know, like everybody's just in their own little bubble that they don't think that it affects others. I'm not sure.
So
there should be a study.
Yeah, there probably is. No. So there is. The divorce rate is higher today than it ever was.
I blame the internet.
But are people getting together and getting married for the right reasons, or are they just figuring out after they're together that they never should have been together?
No, I think people are getting married at a pretty similar rate. The difference is people used to put more work into their relationships than they are now. Now it's like if shit gets too hard, I'll go on Tinder and find my next wife, right? And that or whatever, right? Like I think it's easy. Disposable. Things are becoming more disposable.
Yeah, but I know, I know some girls that, career first. Yeah. So, they dated for, a long time. Maybe they had a long-term boyfriend or whatever, and it didn't work out because it was just what it was. But then they meet, another career goal or, young professional, some career-driven, and then, it gets to the age where they're like, okay, well, it's time to settle down and, have kids or whatever, and then they realize, oh, that guy, he still parties a lot. He still likes to hang out with his boys, and he likes to take maybe some drugs every now and then, and maybe it was fun while everybody was just working and having a good time going out every Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, but now it's it's time for the reality and it's time for life to start, and then it's oh shit. And then they break up or, get divorced. And I know people like this. Mm-hmm. I know, I have examples, of people that I've seen happen. And I'm like, well, I get it, I guess. I don't know. I'm not part of that world. But, I think that, getting together for the wrong reasons. Especially, the worst reasons are, staying with somebody out of the fear of loneliness. Mm-hmm. That's pretty sad shit, man. But people do it.
People do, yeah.
People do it. Yeah. They feel they can't leave or whatever. Yeah. Oh, well, I've been with them for so long. I'm going to stay with them. I knew a girl, man. She married a guy and has kids with the guy.
So went all in.
And I'm telling you, man, and this started long ago, high school, right?
Yeah.
Didn't want to be with them, real up and down relationship, and then eventually got with the guy, and marriage and all that, and even after the marriage, not happy, man. You know what it ends up being? They bought a house.
Yeah,
good for them to buy a house in today's market in this city, right? I gotta just mention that. But you know what they work on? You know what her primary thing is? And they've got kids, and the kids are fantastic kids. They remodel their house all the time. There's always a project that she can throw herself into.
Do they sleep in the same bed? Do they sleep in the same bed?
Well, I don't know. I'm not in the house at night.
Because that's another thing too, man. I think once that happens,
it's always this project. And this is, I know a few people that have done this where they're working on a backyard patio or they want to remodel the kitchen or there's always a bigger project than working on the relationship because they think that's going to make them happy.
So sorry, just to backtrack, why did they get married? Was it for pure not to be lonely? Is that why they got married? What was the reason?
That's what I'm saying. I have no fucking idea. I think so. Well, you build a bond with somebody and you love somebody after 12 years or whatever the fuck it was. You know what I mean? But to do it and then not be happy.
See, if I'm gonna get married, I have to really like that person.
Of course, that's how it should be.
But some people, but like you're saying, some people don't get married for that reason.
Yeah,
they get married for whatever.
Because people tend to do what's easier, and for them, it's easier to fake or be in a weak relationship than it is to go out there and find somebody.
I wouldn't say the relationship has to be weak. I wouldn't say and I'm not saying this person the guy is an idiot. He's a good guy, has a decent job and can provide security for the family. You know what I mean? Because he is the
Is he aware though? Is he aware that the wife is feeling or kind of not all there, or is he oblivious?
I doubt it. Like, I mean, there was like breakups and like, you know, he had another girlfriend. And I think part of it is that she kind of woke up at that point and was like, no, I want him back, but gets him back and then isn't happy. Right. And I've seen that happen a couple times with other people, you know, guys and girls.
Oh, yeah.
But to really do the long haul into like a marriage with kids and everything, I don't know. That's what bothers me is that people don't work on their relationship. They work on like, oh, well, I'm going to work on this. And then they isolate in a marriage or a relationship. And, you know, then you waste time. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't know. That's how I think about it. But you were saying, Dimes, that what was it you were saying? You were saying something about like, is it because... Like, do you believe in that? That is because they're...
Do you believe in marriage? Do you believe in marriage?
Not so much. Like I said, when I was younger, growing up in my teens and stuff, yeah, like, you know, that's how I was raised. That's what you're, you know, taught. But nowadays, with, like, all the social media and what's going on and what I see around me, I kind of, like, second-guessing that idea, like, if I should follow through with that. I mean, if I meet someone really special, you know what I mean? Okay, sure. But I feel like it's few and far between.
But why the social media? Like what? Like how come that plays such a factor for you? Because what's Special
K, like not and society, not just social media, and society, the way society's going. What Special K said, how we become so disposable. Like you know when you get like people get new phones all the time, right? Yeah. You know back in the day, you know if your phone broke or whatever, your laptop broke, you kind of fixed it, right? Your TV broke, you might have repaired it, right? But now, the smallest like crack in your phone, you're getting a new one.
Well, don't get me started on cell phones because cell phones are the craziest.
Listen, that's an example. That's an example. You replace it right away. It's the same with people in relationships. It's kind of like, I mean, like, there's a little problem in your relationship. Instead of working on it, you know, you know how you're talking about projects. Instead of working on it, I'll just start over with someone new. We've become disposable to each other, and it's easy to be that way because of like Tinder and Bumble. Like you log on the app, you know. I just find a new guy like that. I find a new girl like that. And no one really like works on the relationship aspect.
I think some do.
Okay, so maybe some.
Like I think some do. I think that, and you know what? And maybe that's part of it. Maybe people who are caught in that cyclone of, you know, this online dating world, or, you know, that they meet somebody and then it doesn't work and then, you know, fuck this person and that, and I hate this. And maybe it's because that's the world that they're already in that world. And like, you can't fault that person for being part of that existence. Right. Like, because that's where you met them. Like if that's where they were met, then do you expect them to be different?
That's just an example though. But even when you meet people in person, like an ex-girlfriend I met in person, it was the same thing. But she was just going through, instead of working on a relationship.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
She went through a
you know what I'm saying?
horror phase.
Okay, sure. But it wasn't online.
Well, no. What do you mean?
My point is
so you met her how?
In person.
But right. But you said she was going through something.
Yeah.
What was she going through?
A horror phase.
Well, no, it's not necessarily that. Was she in a relationship?
Okay, the point I was trying to make is that... just hold on a second.
Did you just skirt my question?
Hold on a second. The point I was trying to make was, it doesn't have to be the online example where you're going through people.
Yeah. It happens in person.
In person, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, it happens in person. You're thinking people are...
Yeah, for sure it can happen in person. But, I mean, it depends... I don't know where people are meeting people, man. Like,
listen,
I had my bar days, you know what I mean? Yeah, and like, bars, I met a fair number of people in bars. And yeah, like, you know, today or for a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, like, you know, I'm seeing somebody or whatever. And then we don't talk for a little while because we get busy. And then I see that person again at a bar and it's like, you know, hey, what's up? So, you want to come over after this? And it's like, no. And they're leaving with somebody else. And I'm like, okay, that's interesting. So I guess we're not working on nothing, or we're not going to see where this goes.
But that's another thing today in today's society as opposed to what used to happen. Back in the day, if you found if you found a girl, it used to be, or you know, or a guy, whatever, it used to be like, okay, I'm going to start up something with this person. And I was about 90% sure that it was going to be just me and this person. Now
were they trying to introduce a third into the mix? No, that's a different podcast.
No. What I'm saying is that nowadays, whoever you meet, and let's say you start, dating or whatever. Like I'm talking about the casual part, like like the initial. You don't know if they're talking or entertaining multiples, like girls that you meet on Tinder.
Yeah.
How do you know that they just came back from getting banged by somebody else? How do you know that they didn't do that? Like how do you know they're not?
Well, first of all, they're on Tinder.
Listen,
fair enough.
Listen, okay, I don't know about the banging.
Yeah, but how do you know they're not entertaining?
I've seen friends inboxes on Tinder.
Yeah,
and it's just flooded.
You mean
messages.
girls?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just flooded with messages. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So of course, they're talking to
Well, I mean that goes into the conversation that girls have the power.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
That is the online world, right? That's how it is. But that's not just the online world. That's reality. But
that's what I'm saying. They're getting so much attention. What does that do to a person, though?
Builds up their.
What does it build up? Their ego?
100% builds up the ego. How many?
I was telling Special K. Okay, just check this out. I was telling Special K. Imagine I got off shift. Okay, I'm walking home or whatever. This is a hypothetical scenario. Okay.
Okay.
I get off shift. I'm walking home. A chick comes up to me and she's like, "Let's go for a beer." Right? That never happens to me. But let's say it did. I'd feel pretty good. I'd go home after. I'd be like, you know what? That was a good day. This chick asked me to go for a beer. It was great. They're getting that kind of attention magnified on the daily.
Oh, yeah.
Think about it.
Well, I mean, I think that, I agree with you. I think there's limits, though. I think there's limits because, I've known some very attractive girls.
Okay.
And they claim, whether or not they're bullshitting me or not, that, maybe guys are intimidated by them. And they're not in the dating world. You know what I mean? Or no, they're not in the online dating world. So, they would go out with friends or whatever, or a bar or whatever. And this was when I was, in that era or in that phase, right? Of going out and dating and trying to talk to girls
when
at bars.
Mr. Moves was making moves.
In my 20s, right? You know. And I'm intimidated too, but I would go up and I would talk to them, and they would there was that thing where I'd be like, well, you probably hear it every day, or you probably I'm probably just some guy, and they'd be like, no, people don't do this, people don't approach me, and it's really, and I'm shocked by it, or at least that was then, you know what I mean? Now, I don't know, maybe guys are more confident too, because girls are also disposable in some aspects. Because they just expect them all to be a certain way, right?
But I think the polarity is different. I don't think guys are more confident. If anything, I think they're less confident now because, I don't know, there's almost I don't know, I just feel like there's a social stigma. Like for instance, Mr. Dimes over here was afraid, he has a fear. He has a legitimate fear that
fears.
Hold on.
What is his fear?
Hold on. He has a fear that if he gets involved with a girl... No. He got into a fear that if he gets involved with a girl and it doesn't work out, or if the girl, figures out that he's not taking it seriously, that he's not taking it seriously, that the girl might sue him, or might turn it against him.
Whoa.
No,
this is an extreme example here.
No. You said that if I go out with this girl,
this is an extreme scenario.
Well, but you, the fact that you have that fear is
I've never had that fear.
It's not about being sued. It's about alternative motives.
Okay. No, so for instance, this lady that you were talking to me about, you're afraid to get close to her because you're afraid that maybe she'll, if it doesn't work out the way it's supposed to work out, she'll turn it against you. She'll
Well,
scared.
Any relationship that goes south.
Yeah.
How many end on mutual terms? Rarely.
Yeah.
That's more if you're...
somebody's going to be pissed.
Yeah.
And then somebody always is turning something around on somebody else.
That's more geared toward if you're married and you get divorced, though. No, that's not me.
But here's another thing. Because, so for instance, well,
yeah, but you don't know that. You can't be afraid of that, thinking, maybe this person in 10 years or 5 years is going to screw me over.
Right?
I feel like you got to be cautious the way you present yourself.
Yeah.
I do feel that way.
Yeah, because I don't know. I just feel like it's... I don't know. I just feel like it's a more dangerous game, the dating game. Yeah.
The fuck? Like, what pool are you dipping into to be scared of dating? Like, I don't understand. Like, it must be different for me because I like to do, like, I'm not
for instance,
guy. I never was.
That's
really.
the thing. There's a fear on online dating too now, because nowadays you could be talking to a chick, she's nice, she's into you. All of a sudden, she's a dude, or it's a dude on the other line. Catfishing.
Great show. Love that show.
Well, there's another fear now. Show. So now there's a fear in online dating too.
I've been catfished.
Yeah, but who the?
I've been catfished.
Okay.
But it wasn't a dude though. It wasn't a dude. It was just the girl looked completely different.
But like, hold on. What you mean? Like, was it an actual same picture or a different girl completely?
It was.
Yeah, was it just like an old photo or?
Because that's
like
not catfishing.
Like,
that just means
it's like a 7-year-old photo.
Well, that's
not catfishing. That means
like catfishing would be like,
okay,
you think it's a girl and you show up and it's me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought that still counted. No, I thought that still counted.
Like that person wouldn't even let you see them. Like there's always an excuse or whatever, and like they're just deferring you off.
My bad.
Because they never want to meet you because they're in too far.
So basically, what you're saying is that you saw this picture of this girl, you thought she was fairly attractive, but then you met her live and found out that the years weren't so kind to her.
Pretty much, yeah.
And okay,
that's what happened.
Okay,
So okay, but so what was she like when you saw her? If you had to rate her,
yeah, if you had to,
was she a 5 or?
Okay, we'll give her a 5.
But 7 years ago.
Yeah.
7 years ago.
7 years ago, she was like an 8.
Oh,
yeah.
So in 7 years she dipped down that low.
In my opinion, yeah.
In your opinion,
yeah.
Wow.
But that's not the point here of this specific case. That's not like what we're talking about, right?
I was just curious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like, it's just different, man. Dating's different. Like, you never know what you're getting. You never know what you're getting, and you never know what you're getting into,
or what you can get into.
I'm a bricks and mortar kind of guy.
What do you mean?
Do your work at the in a business, like where people go, or like I get it. Some people don't have time, and like so online has helped there. But like I mean, like there's multiple online dating services, correct? Like,
yes.
But there's some that you have to pay for.
Yeah.
And I think this is possibly where we start to distinguish between bullshit and serious dating. So.
Money.
What's one that you pay for out there?
Lavalife?
Do you pay? I don't know.
I don't know.
Lavalife,
I think
eHarmony.
So. I think so.
So so you got a couple.
Yeah.
And I think that the people who are in that are maybe serious about dating and like looking for somebody that matches their psychological profile by doing quizzes and tests and then there's all these steps and then so but they have to pay money. So I believe that that's like real online dating. The other kind of shit is like, should you, not me, but like, should people that are doing online dating, should they take the free apps seriously?
Yeah, because people do get results.
But they're that serious that they don't want to pay money to find happiness. So they think that by just logging into what the masses are doing, they're going to find a like-minded person that it's going to work out.
I hate online dating.
I think it's just a gamble. I think Tinder's basically a gambling game. It's more of like,
and that's why I hate it.
Well, I'm going to go swipe right. Hopefully the next person I'm with is going to swipe right as well. It's a gambling game.
I think Tinder...
But it's free to play, as opposed to online gambling where you pay.
But that's what I'm saying, is that, like, is Tinder a valid, or any of those instant just picture, swipe, whatever... Is that a valid dating option for something long term or something like that, or is it just strictly a hookup act?
Yeah, it's all attention.
For or attention, whatever. Like I mean, years ago there used to be a site called Hot or Not, where you just put your best
I remember
photo
that. I remember that.
I remember you rated people. You could go 1, 1, 1, 9.
Yeah,
like that was out there, right?
Yeah.
Like early 2000s.
Prequel to Tinder, pretty much. Yeah.
But no, you couldn't. Like there was no like. I don't think you could date on that.
It eventually became an app.
Maybe it did. I don't know.
But
the best way to get to know someone is in person over time. That's my opinion, but that just doesn't happen anymore. Because
it does. It does.
Okay, but how often?
It depends on your situation. Like, okay, percentage-wise, did you know that most relationships, and we have people here, most relationships start in the workplace. Okay. Why? Because that's a place where you can, build up a repertoire, get to know them.
Well, you spend a lot of time.
That's better than online dating, man. Honestly,
it is, and
it's the workplace though. So sometimes it's not so good, right?
Yeah,
you gotta be careful about that stuff.
But it makes you got to be careful. But it does make sense if you're always seeing the person. I mean,
So
what do you expect?
Yeah, generally speaking, I mean, if you, this is a tip to the other guys out there.
Sometimes
workplace,
don't shit where you eat. And if that's the type of, if you're getting involved with somebody at work and they work there, be ready to work there and not be involved with them.
Well, are you directly involved with them? Are they in a different department? There are different factors you got to consider.
But you may not want to see them.
Yeah.
They may not want to see you.
We have history of, you have history of working with, have you ever
I do have a history
of dealing in that pool. I have a history too. Of dealing. What about you?
Multiple jobs that I've had over the years. Yes, I worked in a bar for a bunch of years.
Oh, well, that's a gold mine.
Waitresses, they generally didn't end well. But I mean, more recently, I had one or two
you would say
bad breakups, I would say.
But you would say that the workplace is a pretty good place to pick up chicks, or just the workplace is a good place to find somebody if you're looking for a relationship, or a relationship.
It doesn't have to be a coworker.
It could be anywhere, man. It could be anywhere.
But would you rather do the workplace or a bar? What's your moves, Mr. Moves?
Well, I mean, fuck, who doesn't want to just chill at a bar and have a beer rather than work all day? You know what I mean? It's a different vibe, right?
Fair enough. Yeah.
You're gonna get to know somebody a bit different at work. Yeah, you're not seeing,
because the guards are the shields are kind of lowered at a workplace. Because at a bar, everybody's kind of like, oh, we're all out there to they're on the hunt, and girls know we're on the hunt. They're kind of like, it's kind of a setting. Yeah, whereas the workplace, it's like.
But I think it's the same at the workplace. If you're, I mean, I don't know. I'm if I was to say, if somebody was going to talk to an attractive girl at work, then they're probably an attractive girl when they're not at work. So they're used to this treatment wherever they are, right? Maybe they're not going to get hit on at work depending on what they do. But
they probably don't want to get hit on.
But I think either way, you can maybe build, you can get, maybe they get to know you a bit more at work depending on what you do.
In a different way.
In a different way. Yeah, I think that's possible.
Yeah.
But either way, you still have to make yourself, you got to stand out either way.
Yeah.
Just because you work with the person
doesn't
mean they're just going to give you the opportunity because you're treating them nice, or trying to get to know them. I think that, it could take longer.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yes, I've been part of that. I think everybody has been part of that at some point. But I'm not sure. Bars are a different beast.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Dimes, have you ever had success at a bar?
At a bar? Not at a bar, no.
Where have you picked up your? Where have your relationships originated from?
Workplace.
Okay.
A long time ago, though. I don't do that now.
Okay. Fair enough. Whatever.
School.
Okay.
And online. That's how I've done mine.
Well, you've actually had a successful relationship from online?
Well, it wasn't successful.
Would we call it a meetup?
I'm single now, so it wasn't successful. You know what I mean?
Well, define success.
If it was successful, I think it'd still be going.
Well, would it? Because other people would define it as successful.
Yeah, the fact that
you met online.
Okay, if you look at it that way.
Well, you hooked up, right?
How long did that online one last?
2 years.
That's pretty successful in my book.
I think some people that date online would say that lasted a little too long.
Almost.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
For an online hookup that became something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have that mentality of trying to stick it out with people. That's another reason too. Just how I am.
But are they?
No.
But you're in that world online, right? That's because I get it. Their friends are doing it. Everybody's doing it, right? Everybody, all this and that, and everybody's like, "Oh, what's this about?"
Yeah.
So they do it, and then it happens like that. So there's probably a bunch of normal people, good people out there, but. You did 2 years. Would you say that girl was a good person?
She was pretty good, yeah. She was pretty good. I just ended it for my own reasons. But I don't.
What was that?
I don't want to get into that.
Oh, you ended it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a distance thing. It was a distance thing. Yeah.
Well, how far of a
It was
distance?
far, man. It's far enough for me not
Like-
to want to put in any effort
Like
anymore.
vehicle driven?
Yes,
distance?
you needed a vehicle.
That's perfect for me, but
No, it was too far. Bro. Like we're talking like far. Like this isn't like
an hour.
like Toronto to Saga, Toronto to Brampton. Like this was far, so I just
So
called
give
it
me-
quits.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because you just didn't want to drive.
Well,
anymore.
distance can do it, and like this
Yeah.
is what
Yeah.
drives me fucking nuts, man. Is like because I knew guys where like they like everybody either went away to school and they tried to do long distance relationships and
Yeah.
like they're cheating, she's cheating,
Yeah.
like and then it's just ridiculous, right? And I've seen it even after that where somebody lives like an hour and a half, and maybe on weekends only. But they're in school or whatever, and like, what the fuck? Like, you don't think they're meeting people? Like, come on.
I think some of them can work. Maybe not at a young age, but I think some of them can work. But it depends on. I don't know, because I know people that make it work, but that's because I don't know, man. I just because I don't know. They're not. I don't know. They're. I think it can work, but the statistics is against them, right? But. I don't know. I would do the long distance thing. No, but here's the thing. Here's my theory, though. Long distance, the reason why it does work is because I think couples in general do need a break. Why do you think people break up? Because they need a break, right? Like in general, they break up. And here's the thing. Long distance relationships can work because, let's say, okay, for instance, there's two types of couples. The couples that see each other every single day and text and blah, 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 blah. And then you have your couples that, are their own individuals. Go away and then come back and
I am that kind of person. I'm my own individual. I think if I had to text her every day all the time,
so you would be better at a long distance relationship.
That would drive me nuts.
So you would be better at a long distance relationship. Why did that one? Yeah.
No, okay, not long distance
You
necessarily.
couldn't text a girl every day,
I could. I just feel like I might get annoyed.
or you couldn't text
You
a
would
girlfriend.
get annoyed.
I just think I'm my own individual. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like you were saying.
Yeah.
And I just need my space. Sometimes girls don't give me space.
See, I would say space as in like being present every day. Like I think that can wear on, you know what I mean? Like
If I need
people in the dating world that it's like I just need I need a day to play video
That's
games
what I'm
or
talking.
do whatever
but
the
that's
fuck
what
it
I'm
is that
talking
you do.
about.
But it doesn't mean you can't text, man.
Okay, that's fair.
Because guess what? That girl is she's gonna be looking at other guys that are gonna be like wanting her attention.
That are going to be ready
for
to text.
5 minutes,
Yeah.
and then boom, it's over.
Yeah.
No, maybe, but she doesn't
That's
know
what they
that
look
going
for, yeah.
in. She's like, well,
Yeah.
this guy doesn't want to fucking text me.
All I'm saying is, like, sometimes as an individual,
Yeah.
I need my space from anyone, including my girlfriend. Like sometimes, I just need a day to myself, just to myself.
Same here, man.
Yeah. I think every guy, or
Like,
women, they
They
need
need
that
it
too.
too. They
yeah.
want it to.
Yeah. Guys' night,
But
girls'
a
night.
text.
Okay, a text, sure, but are we talking about MSN conversations? No. Maybe a couple.
No,
texts
but
a
like
day.
I'm not talking
a
about.
simple-
Oh yeah, well now I'm watching this TV
No.
Yeah,
show,
well,
or,
sometimes there's that
I just made
expectation.
myself dinner.
Sometimes
like-
there's that expectation.
Yeah, but a
That's
simple
what I
good
want to avoid.
morning, a simple
That's
good
fair.
night.
Okay, that's
you
fair.
know, there's
I
things-
understand.
like,
But
you
we're
can-
talking about base maintenance of a relationship there.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like,
But I
that's
still think it'd
base
be nice
maintenance.
to disappear for a day or two, just to chill.
I'll
But
tell you
like-
right now, man. Is it cool if she disappeared on you for a day or two? No
I would-
contact
I
and
would-
wasn't returning text messages?
I'd be cool with that.
Bullshit.
I'd be cool with
No,
that.
you fucking-
As long as they're being
no.
legit with me.
No,
Well,
it
how
depends-
do you know?
Hold on. It depends on the. I know why. It depends on the girl. If she was a straight up dime, worked as a Victoria's Secret model and all that stuff, would you allow her to be away for one day?
Yeah, but I'd trip. I trip a
Yeah.
bit. Probably trip a bit.
Yeah, you would trip. Versus, let's say she's on the 6 scale, whatever.
Yeah.
Works at home, whatever. You wouldn't mind that. You wouldn't mind, right? If you didn't hear from her for even 2-3 days.
Yeah. But I guess, but I don't know.
So it does depend on the girl. So what I'm saying is, what I'm saying is that the relationship needs I think
I think you're fine. Family cottage for a weekend. I get it. No reception, but Niagara Falls weekend bachelorette party, or maybe not.
Okay.
I'm not saying that's bad is going to happen. To everybody all the time.
But
I'm not
it
saying
goes-
that, but
it
I'm
goes-
saying it's going to bug the shit out of you.
Yeah, but it goes beyond just the aspect of having a girl. It's like I want to power my cell phone off and just like turn it off and just like not be surrounded by technology and notifications. That's what I'm trying to say.
But for how long? For a day?
Maybe like a day, once in a while. I'm not saying once a week. I'm saying once in a while. You know what I mean?
To recharge your batteries, basically.
Yeah, like we're always on this phone, man.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing, though, because if you're in a relationship and you're with a girl, like, is she really that much of a drain on you that you need a day off from her? Like, shouldn't she be a girl that you'd be like, oh man, I fucking want to see her every day?
Yeah, well, I haven't experienced that, so I don't know. I can't say.
So then, I guess you just haven't found the one.
Yeah, I guess.
Because there should be.
Yeah, definitely. Like, you should have that girl or guy, and it's like...
Like, obviously, you need me time, right? But what I'm saying is...
Yeah, you should be with someone you want to be with every day. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Definitely, like, yeah. I guess I haven't experienced that.
And that's why you're the other guy.
I still call him bullshit, man. I'm still saying if she did that, you would want. I think you'd like a double standard on that one. I think you want to recharge and unplug, but if she wanted to do it and you weren't doing your unplug recharge, like if you weren't syncing those days up, then you wouldn't be cool with it. You'd be like, well, fuck.
I would be cool with it. Like, okay, as long as I...
And if she, like, I mean, if she's going out, I just don't think you'd be cool with it.
Especially if she was...
It depends, man. Like, you'll never know what she's doing, right? Like, you just have to trust her. But I'd be cool with it as long as I know she's really loyal. But how do you know that? You don't, right?
So on that fact alone, that's why I don't think you'd be able to...
Well, then I guess it boils down to finding the right girl, like you said. Like, if you find the right girl, you're going to want to be with her every day, right? And then that's, then I would just want to be with her every day. And I wouldn't have to worry about unplugging and recharging.
You still need time, man. You're still a human being. Like, everybody needs their space, man. Like, even if you live together, you still, go, oh, yeah, I'm going in the basement. Or, like, oh, yeah, well, I'm doing my own thing. And, and they want the same thing, too. It's, it's just if that's all you're doing, I guess that's going to be a drag on things. But, if it's just straight up blackout mode, or you're going off the grid, I think she's going to have a fucking problem.
Yeah, she is. There's been times, though, like in past relationships where, like, I'm working, they don't, from my experience, they don't, like, enter my perspective, okay? Like, my perspective is, I just worked overtime. Okay, I'm exhausted. I need to just, slip off the radar. They twist that into, like, oh, you don't want to see me.
Well, you don't.
Yeah, but there's I just worked overtime. I have family.
That leads into if they can't accept
that.
Like, I mean, I think that they should respect. But I think everybody should respect other people for working hard and being tired and needing to recharge the batteries.
I agree. But sometimes in some relationships, it's like, I'm not getting that. Like, I've been hustling.
Yeah.
I'm doing, like, I'm not doing anything foolish. I'm just hustling, doing my own thing, and I need to, like, just take some time to myself. And my words got twisted where it was like, I didn't want to see the girl.
Listen, man. Years ago, I had a relationship. She's very pretty. Everybody, like, a lot of people were like, well, lucky you. Like, so, something very attractive, someone very attractive. But I was, you get tired, you get burnt out. You know what I mean? It also didn't help that she didn't have any Wi-Fi at her place. So, I mean, what am I going to do, right? Especially back then when I did some shift work and was working some nights, and she goes to bed because she works in the morning. And I needed time, man. So I'd go to my apartment and chill out. And like, I was like, fuck, like, what's a valid excuse not to go? Like, or to just be on my own and be like, oh, I got to meet up with a buddy for a coffee. He's having relationship troubles or whatever. Yeah. Like, I did it, man. Like, I did it. I'm not proud of it, but I did it. And then I would just sit at my place and play Call of Duty. Like, because that's what I wanted to do. That was me decompressing and recharging my batteries, was just, playing some games, chilling, maybe have a beer. Just chilling, man. I don't want to go and be in boyfriend mode back then, like I needed that. I get it, but I could still text.
There's a level of maintenance.
I could still text.
Yeah. I get it.
Because otherwise, what am I doing?
Yeah. They're almost like a Tamagotchi. Remember those things? You got even though just gotta at least feed it once a day.
Yeah, I remember those. I used to have one.
Yeah.
So,
or it's like a plant. They are like a plant. You got to at least water it once a day.
I think that people could take that a different way. So I want to. There's one thing I do want to talk about.
Yeah.
So I got an article. It was in the paper.
Yep.
That was brought to my attention about lack of transportation drives date in wrong direction, and it was in the newspaper. And let's just say that a guy took a girl on a date to a Jays game, and she lived like an hour north of the city or 40 minutes north of the city or whatever.
Yeah.
Now, okay, that's cool. Now, the gist of the article, I'm not going to read the article out loud, is that this guy was kind of pissed that she lived far away and that she didn't offer to, like, I guess, hop on a train and come into the city to meet him. Then they went to the game. So he drove and picked her up and drove back into the city, which is, it's admirable that he did it. Went to the game. And did you guys read this article?
I did.
So, So basically, the gist, and like, maybe I didn't read the whole thing, but he went to the game and perhaps bought the tickets.
Okay, let me sum this up.
And she didn't offer to do things or pay money or something, and he's pissed.
Okay, I read
it
this
seems
too.
like he's just pissed off that he had to pick her up. He had to pay to spend time with her.
Dimes really enjoyed this article. Yeah.
Okay, he set up the date. All right, he went like he set up like a really good date in my opinion. You know what I mean? He made the effort. I think she lived like an hour away from him.
Yeah, picked her up.
He picked her up. Bought the tickets to the game. Set up this really nice date. I think he bought her some food.
Yep.
And basically, I guess he was just trying to get to know her better. And he just asked, how does she live up north with no vehicle? He just got into that question. He was trying to get to know her. And he basically said, like, it went south from there. Like, she got defensive.
So
she got defensive because he brought up her lack of transportation.
Yes.
Right? And then the date went south from there. And he was saying, like, he was putting in all this effort. She didn't even offer to buy him any food or snacks. Like, no effort on her part.
Yep.
But then you were saying, Special K, you were saying that it should have been expected because what was the reason?
No, what I'm saying is this guy got into the date knowing very well that she didn't have a car. And then he started to bitch out because like she didn't buy him a meal, didn't return something.
So I'm looking at it. At it here, and just because it stuck with me, where I'm like, all right, man. So you had a bad date, and then how the fuck did this get an article written about it? Like, I got 20 fucking better things that they could spend a goddamn reporter on than this piece of shit. So he takes her to the game. He got the tickets to the game. Cool. I don't know where they're sitting. I don't know if it says if they were cheap seats or good seats. I don't know. Sounds like they ain't going to be great. But then he brings up the driving thing with her and picks at her a little bit. And, like, you don't think, like, she's already kind of feeling like, okay, maybe, like, I don't drive. And, like, so this guy's nailing her about it. Yeah. So she kind of, like, she's talking back. Like, not talking back, but shuts down a little. Like, this is a first date, and this guy's hammering me about my driver's license. Like, really? Like, I've dated lots of girls that they don't have a license. My girl now, she doesn't drive. She's gonna, but it's never. I've never slammed anybody for it. And then he gets pissed off that she didn't buy him food.
Basically, this guy went into an expectation of, if I drive her and if I buy the tickets, she's got to at least buy me food and maybe at least give me something.
Quote from the article.
Yeah.
She kind of shut down and didn't talk as much after that point. My heart sank when I realized my investment in time and tickets had failed.
Yeah.
The fuck?
So he got pissed that he put in money.
What kind of fucking loser? I'm saying loser
You're a fucking asshole. That's what you are.
Yeah, because he basically expected that, I'm going to put money in
you
this.
You wanted to take this girl out for a good time and fuck her, and your tickets? Fuck you, man.
He did it for the, basically he did it for the wrong. He basically did it for transactionary. He could have gotten the same transaction from an escort that, because
Gavin, 31-year-old web developer. Fuck you, Gavin.
Dimes, you have a defense for this guy?
And to the girl that had that experience, you know what? Don't worry about it. Sorry it went bad. Somebody get that info out.
Give the other guys a call.
I can speak on Gavin's
We'll give you a better date. Go.
I can speak on Gavin.
Go, defend him. Defend
Since,
him.
no one wants to defend him, I will.
Go for it.
No, I'm not.
Go for it.
In Gavin's defense, I mean, I think it's not specifically towards this date, but probably towards, his general experiences, and he's just, emphasizing it on this one date. You know what I mean?
Okay, but here, it comes down to this. This guy had an expectation. His expectation was, if I drive and if I buy tickets, she better damn well put out. That's his expectation.
Okay, but he was talking about getting at least some kind of food in return.
At the end, he does say, she was great and hope she found someone, blah, blah, blah. It didn't work out. And he's learned that he can't date someone who doesn't drive.
There we go.
So he's not looking to be... He says he doesn't want to be a chauffeur.
He's looking, so he's looking for someone who can match what he's going to put in. Is that what he's saying? Someone who can drive, someone, is that what he's saying?
Well, I guess, yeah. I mean, and he's entitled. So I'll back up with the fuck you, Gavin.
Yeah.
But I'll say, he's maybe looking for somebody to go 50-50 with him on this, which is fine, like a partner. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you agreed she's out of town and doesn't drive. You got into that in the first place. And then you hit her with it after.
So you're saying you just not, in his case, just not even get involved if that was going to be a problem?
Yeah, I mean, it came up.
Listen, if I knew a girl that was all the way out of town, and I was like, oh man, that the fact that I got to drive there bugs me, I would have nexted it because it's already bugging me the fact that I got to drive there.
Listen, I agree with whatever Gavin's complaining about, but I wouldn't get involved. I would have just nexted it, like you said.
No, but here's the thing. I don't
want to be.
He basically went on the date for the wrong reasons. He went into the date because he was like, okay, I'm going to pay a price, tickets, car ride, all that stuff, and I'm going to expect a favor in return. He basically gone into that date for a transactionary experience, whereas a proper date, how a gentleman has a date, how the other guys should date, is because you want to give her a good time.
Yeah,
that's it. That's the simple. That's a simple plan of dating. You got to give her a good time.
That's fair.
That's it.
That's fair. Yeah.
So Gavin ain't the other guys.
Yeah.
I'll say fuck you to him too.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I read the article and I was like, what am I reading?
Yeah.
I'm reading about a guy who's complaining about driving to pick a girl up out of the city.
Yeah.
Who agreed to the date, knew it beforehand, then confronted her, it sounds like, because he was getting bitter that he had to drive, and then he bought tickets to take her out.
I think there's a bigger picture.
And
here.
she didn't feed him or offer to buy him a hot dog. But does he know her situation? I don't know.
Yeah.
I think there's a bigger picture to this, and he's probably met similar girls, and he just doesn't want to put in all the work. I think that's what he's trying to say. It's not about the specific date. I think he's trying to talk about a bigger picture of him not wanting to be a chauffeur or putting so much effort in, and he wants someone that's going to be 50-50. That's what it sounds like.
But that right there, I don't want to put
he's
effort.
He's entitled to that. He's entitled to that.
But hold on, right there, I don't want to put effort into something. This is
all the effort.
Someone.
No, I'm saying all the. It sounds like he wants someone who's going to do 50-50. That's what it sounds like.
He wants somebody that's going to drive, and if he got the tickets,
if that's what he wants,
they're buying the food, and that's cool. I get it. I mean, I've had dates, where you go to the movies or whatever, and I do the driving before or whatever, but I've dated girls that drove. Maybe they would drive. It's just my thing, or it used to be my thing.
Special K always drives,
and I would generally buy their tickets. But if they would, and I've had them just say, they're buying the popcorn and drinks or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, cool. And that's fine because it's not cheap. I get it. But I'm prepared to do that.
Yeah.
Because I've asked them out.
There you go.
I've asked them out and they've accepted. And if, as a man, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm old-fashioned in that aspect. You know what I mean? I think that guys got to be prepared for that.
Listen, at the end of the day, old-fashioned gets the results. Gavin went home that day empty-handed. So.
Well, he had a bad drive home.
The fact that he had to drive her back home, that's a whoa.
Yeah.
That's even, yeah.
But I just had to bring that up because it stuck with me because Dimes here, I was like, because you, I think maybe you said that you feel like that sometimes.
I do.
Yeah.
Like I understand where he's coming from because every relationship I had, picking up the girl, like, I'm always picking her up. I'm always, most of the time, paying. So I understand where he's coming from, the 50-50. I was thinking about adopting that kind of, mentality.
Of that she should have a 50-50.
Yeah. Like lately, anyways.
Well,
but I've never been like that.
Listen, man, listen, experiment, see how those results work for you.
You could do that. But that's the thing. He's not wrong for saying after this, like, okay, that's what I'm going to look for.
Yeah.
First question out of the gate.
Do you drive?
Yeah. Do you drive?
Yeah.
No. You know what?
Next.
Yeah, I said, I'm looking for somebody that has
I think,
license
and you know what? I think that's fair because girls ask me that all the time. So I think it's fair. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I think it's different, though.
Why?
Because Gavin wants the 50-50. You want the 50-50, right?
Okay.
But why do you think... I think it's probably different for them. Like, are they asking you because they want them to drive you around, or are they just asking you to see, like, what...
No, like I've talked to girls, like, in general, like, I've talked to girls, they're like, do you have a car? It was a deal breaker. Or, I'm talking about deal breakers now. Or
there's the old saying, those who walk alone. That was like, back in the day. Now, with the urban atmosphere, a lot more people are like carless.
Yeah.
Walking, taking bikes or whatever. Yeah. I mean, you could double ride her.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like a scooter? Like a moped? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But
we got deep into this topic. Like, we started off like what we hate in society, and we just basically
we talked a lot about his stuff.
No, I just wanted to pick your brains just about this article because it got texted to me, and I was just very curious to see what came out of it because I was just surprised that the Toronto Star.
Well, yeah. But they must have posted, like...
Yeah, it's like the dating diary, whatever, which I guess they're looking for some fluff.
Yeah,
but,
pretty much.
I'm like, man.
It was a slow day, probably.
Like, how many other people read that article? Sitting at the lunch or having lunch or on the train or wherever they were going and went, man, like, is this guy right or wrong? Because, like you said, I guess he is entitled to...
No, he had valid points, but at the end of the day, results speak. And the fact that, he went home in a shit... basically he had a shitty date because it was all on him. That's the thing. At the end of the day, he had a shitty date, not because of the girl. I mean, the girl, whatever. He had a shitty date because he had expectations.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't
have these expectations.
You can't go into these dates with expectations.
And he went big. First date, big.
Yeah.
Like, you're driving up north. You're driving back into the city. You got Jays tickets. You're
Jays
doing that.
food.
Well, so I guess it's not big because you're just going to a Jays game.
Yeah.
That's big for me, man. Like
well, yeah.
In terms of
if you
like
get decent tickets and food inside and then driving up north, like it adds up.
That's big. Like
and you're putting in time.
Yeah, I think that's big. I mean, a simple day.
No, it's a good day. It's a good day. It's a good
drink, right?
Yeah,
that's big to me.
Yeah, maybe you have a beer, whatever. But to complain about it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe this guy had a shit day. Who knows, man?
Like, if it's at 40 minutes up north, okay.
Yeah.
Then plan something. Just go for a walk.
Yeah.
Figure something out. Yeah, find something up there.
Yeah.
Find something that's not downtown Toronto in the core that you can do.
Like hiking.
Nobody wants to go hiking.
I know some people who would love to go hiking.
If anybody listens to this ever and you like to go hiking for a date, email us.
Yes.
Because I
I've go like, even a really long walk. I've had girls be like, "Wow, I was wondering if it was over." I'm like, I just kept walking. Like nobody wants to do it. Like,
okay. On that note, we do have an email. It is theotherguyspodcasts@gmail.com. Email, questions on anything you've heard today. Hiking trails you might want to suggest to Mr. Moose. And
I'm not going hiking.
And dating tips for Mr. Dimes. And that is our episode in the can. Thank you for listening. And have a good night, day, or whatever time you're listening to this to.
Sounds good.
Take it easy.